TransUnion, which is one of the credit reporting services, just put out a report today, and it says mortgage delinquencies are going to fall sharply in 2012. In 2009, it was the first quarter, I think, of 2009, mortgage delinquencies, which are people that are 90 days late making their payments, had gotten up to about 7%, 7%, up to about 7%. They say by the end of next year, that number will get down to 5%. That's a massive reduction. If you look at it percentage-wise, it's not a 2% decline, it's about a 40% decline. And that's pretty impressive. And that, again, shows that there's lots of evidence in my way of thinking for the real estate market to really have a great start to recovery in 2012. I'm not going to say that prices are going to go up 20%, but I think we're on the brink of a real turnaround. The other thing that I was kind of interesting, and this will be a moment of audience participation, the TransUnion report also talked about credit card delinquencies, people that are late making their payments there. If you were to make a guess, and I mentioned that on home mortgages, right now we're at about 6% delinquency. We expect to see that number drop to 5% by the end of next year. What do you think is the delinquency rate on credit cards? Just throw out a number. Give me a number. Don't make me call on you. How much? 14? 15%? Okay. Let me tell you what it really is. This again comes from TransUnion. They know their stuff. They say the delinquency rate, bank card borrowers 90 days or more delinquent on one or more credit card, right now stands at 0.74%. And they expect it by the end of next year to drop to 0.69%. Less than 1%. But what's common wisdom? That everybody that has a credit card is late making payments, right? It's just not the case. It's not the case at all. Americans are doing a really good job of managing their money. All right, let me have you. One of my favorite things is to criticize people that spin the news negatively. And what amazes me is, and I expect that from reporters, but when you deal with organizations that report economic news, and when it's good, they try to spin it negatively. I'm really perplexed by that. There's an organization called the Conference Board, and in the past month, they've put out 3 reports. One on what they call their leading economic indicators. It's a gauge of where the economy is headed over the next 6, 9 to 12 months or something like that. And this report came out on the 18th of November, and it showed that there was a significant increase in the index of leading economic indicators. And to quote from the report here, it suggests that the risk of economic downturn has receded, okay? Now remember that. They just said that the risk of economic downturn has receded. Then they came out with their consumer confidence, a report called the Employment Trends Report. And this kind of takes a look at what's going on in the job market based upon a number of different readings. There's 8 different indicators in here. And I'm going to quote Gad Lebanon, who was their director of research at the Conference Board. And again, the report came out, and it was a pretty good number. It showed that the Employment Trends index was pointing in the right direction. He goes on to say, and this is a direct quote, however, the improvement may be short-lived, in particular as the U.S. economy slows down once again in the coming quarters. They obviously don't talk to each other, because this guy over here just said that we have avoided the risk of the economy ebbing. Now this guy says we're looking for a slowdown in coming quarters. So that's the kind of thing that's really crazy. By the way, they last week came out with their report on consumer confidence, and it was extremely strong. And when you talk about consumer confidence, you have to kind of deal with consumer spending. And I'm a shopper. I like to shop. I love to go to the mall. I love to go out and shop and have a good time doing it. And I have never seen a holiday shopping season get off to such a powerful start as this one here. And it's backed up by a lot of numbers. You know, we're going to spend about $465 billion between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, and that's significantly up from last year. It's the best year we've seen in quite some time.